Good day, good day. Welcome, welcome. Thank you so much for tuning in to Homeschool Your Kids podcast. I'm Jay, and I'm excited today. I have this beautiful family with me, and they are making major waves in the music community. So I will let them introduce themselves. Tembi and Bevis.
All right. Bevis, you want to go ahead and introduce yourself?
Yes,
Bevis.
sure. My
That's all
name,
good.
it's all good. My name is Bevis Gray, and I'm the executive director of the Young Musicians University, and my wife.
Yeah. So my name is Tembi Gray, and I am, of course, his wife, and also I'm the director of the Young Musicians University. And we're so happy to be here, Jay. We love what you're doing, and we're just happy to be here.
I know, and I love your family. Y'all, y'all roll as a unit, y'all
Oh, yeah.
represent, and
Yes,
you got the
yes, we do.
homeschoolers. I love
Yeah.
it. I love it. Tell us about the university.
All
Okay.
right.
So YMU is an online music school, and we focus on students ages 4 to 18. But basically, a little backstory. Bevis, you want to give the backstory?
Yeah, sure. So this is actually our 20th year of teaching music education. Yes, we've been doing it for 20 years. We
That's
started
awesome.
out in 2003 as a brick and mortar, and we just kind of kept expanding and kept growing. My background is I'm a professional pianist, so I performed a lot in that arena, theater, music production, local bands, regional bands, just recording studio, just doing a vast amount of things. And I just had a dream, and I felt like God wanted me to open up a school to teach kids, which I was quite shocked about by at that time. And I told my wife about it, and she said, "Well, let's do it." And we found the building, and as they say, the rest is history. And but we expanded. We started out with just piano, and then we kind of gradually added things, and we added drums. Then we added guitar, added voice, and eventually we relocated to a larger city because we started out in the town where we went to college. We went to Claflin University, which is in Orangeburg, South Carolina.
I was
Then
about to
we
say I'm familiar with that. I was just in Orangeburg this
yeah,
summer.
yeah,
Hey.
we started out there, then we ended up, I think about 5 years after that, we ended up relocating to Columbia, South Carolina, which is like the capital of South Carolina. And so there, that's when the school just really expanded. We eventually expanded into like a 20,000 square foot facility. We hired all these teachers, had two performance centers, recording studio, just a lot of different things. And that at that point, that's when we really kind of got the blueprint of what what we're about as far as like things from video production, audio production, um graphic design, things that can relate to music, but not just music itself, because we started out just doing music, but then we found out how in the industry how music relates to these different areas, because you have composition, you have magazines, you have on radio podcasts, you have video, and so we just wanted to show how music relates to these things, to where some of the kids were into video games, and they didn't realize that the music for the video games had to be composed as well. Some of the kids, of course, watch television. They didn't realize that there's music in all of the television programming. Music actually helps movies make sense to us, actually communicate to us. And so we just wanted to show them how music was in all of these different vast arenas. So it allowed us to expand into those areas. So now that we're completely online, we bring in those same elements from the brick and mortar to online, so kids can kind of experience those same things. And we expanded to have teachers across the U.S., students across the U.S., and that's kind of where we are now.
That is
Yeah.
so beautiful.
Yeah. One of the cool things I love with me going to Claflin University, my background, of course, I was a musician. We were both on the jazz band, gospel choir, all that stuff. But my background, my love is for like youth and youth development. And so right out of college, I got a job working teen pregnancy prevention and drug prevention. And I would travel to different schools, and I would talk to the students, and we created like a mentor group of students, and we would just travel all over our county and the state. but one of my loves is for youth. So when we both brought both of our loves together, you know, me with youth, his with music and teaching, and mine with also education, you know, we were able to bring that together and really focus on how music helps youth, and really developing programs that specifically help, you know, young kids grow in music and education and life skills. You know, it all encompasses everything. But yeah, so that's one of the things that's such a joy. We've been doing this for, like you said, 20 years. And here we are now, we've pivoted to virtual, but we're able to really think about the student, you know, that we serve, the families that we serve. And we're going to be, I don't know, just future stuff, babe. I don't know if you want to talk about some of the stuff that's going on
But yeah,
future wise.
sure. Like one of the things we're in the process of launching now is we really a lot of times when you look at the larger cities, they have everything. They have, you know, but some of the I grew up in a rural town. I grew up in a town called Mullins. It's close to Myrtle Beach. I grew up there. And when you think about the smaller towns, a lot of times they don't have as much access to resources and stuff. So one of the things we did was we partnered with Music and Arts to help provide rental instruments to students if they need it. You know, if you want to play saxophone and you don't have a saxophone, through our partnership with Music and Arts, or affiliation with Music and Arts, you can rent an instrument. And so we were thinking about things like that to make sure they can have everything they need. And we're launching a campaign. It's called 20 and 50. And with this campaign, it's more of like a it's starting out kind of like a beta in a sense, to where we're launching our self-paced model. And we're launching that shortly here now. And so we're getting ready to launch the campaign. It's 20 and 50. We want 20 students in all 50 states to take and it's within age categories. Our age categories you know, range from 4 to 18. So like 4 to 6, 7 to 9. It's like 4 students per each category. And we're gonna allow them to try it out for free for a year. There's a there's an annual registration fee. They take care of the annual registration fee, and then after that they could try the software out or the platform out for free for a year. And the only thing that we ask is that they give us feedback, and periodically be asking feedback about it, because we want it to be really great for families. And that's something we getting ready to launch this month actually.
Yeah, we're really super excited about reaching just 20 students in each state and really hearing their experiences across the US, kind of how they're, you know, what they're experiencing, what they're loving about the platform, getting their feedback from the parents and from the students, so that we can really, our goal is to really craft something that's flexible for families, and also affordable for families as well. You know, a lot of times I talk to different parents and they're like, well, I can't afford music lessons in my, you know, in my budget or whatnot. But one of the things we want to do, we want to create something that is top quality, high education, as far as it's teaching them music. And with the 20 and 50, we're launching piano specific. So in that, you know, it's self-paced, but we want it to be interactive. We have all these different elements. So we want them to be able to have a high quality online music education experience for families across the nation. Like you said, a lot of people in cities, they have access to it. A lot of rural parents may not have access to it. And maybe even parents in big cities, you know, it's just a lot of different elements there, you know. But yeah, we want to create something that's really good, that's really, you know, their child is going to grow. We put our own child in this. We're taking her through the program. So it's not like we're just trying to, let's just put this out there. You know, no, we have a 6-year-old who's going through the program and growing. And we love how she's growing and making progress herself. So.
That's amazing. Music is everything. I had a young lady, a 12-year-old, tell me, it's just music. I said, wait a minute. You know what music is? Like, wait, no. I used to DJ. I love all music. So
yes.
I love what you all are doing and making it affordable and something that everyone can take advantage of by being able to rent the instruments. That's a big deal, because parents aren't trying to commit to no rent or buy no instrument with no 7-year-old talking about. Because I had Well, my 7-year-old talk about playing the saxophone. Now, would I go buy her a saxophone?
No.
Oh, I would
Not
rent
right,
her
well, not
one
right
though.
now.
Let her try. Yeah, let her try it out and see if that's something she actually really wants to do. But
Absolutely.
yeah, no, I love that option. I love that you all have partnered with them to be able to provide that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's cool because even with we have some wonderful educational partners who work with us as well to provide students opportunities to do things in the industry as well. So it's pretty cool. We try to, even though it is self-paced, and we love the fact that we're able to still have a connection and a community within our music school. That's important for us as well, as far as creating events and different things that students can participate, as part of the music school as well.
Yeah,
Yes, because oh, go ahead.
I'm sorry. I was gonna say, yeah, we're scheduling like regular meetups to where the students can kind of meet up virtually on our platform, safe, secure within the platform, and they can create music together. We
Oh, that's
have
beautiful.
over 40 softwares that we use that combine with our platform to where if a student wants to compose a piece of music together with another student, they're able to do that across the nation. The same is for music production, for songwriting, for video production. So a lot of our electives that we have, they can do it in a collaborative effort. So we love that. And then she was mentioning about our educational partners. We have Education's one we just partnered with. It's I believe it's called Career
Career Village.
Village.
Mhm.
And with this one, I'm really excited about it because what they do is they go and partner with. So say if the student, if just say outside of music, just in period. If the
Yeah,
child is interested in wanting to become a scientist, they will go and bring a scientist in to become a mentor that they can ask questions to. But now let's
yeah,
go back to the music. If the child wants to be a music producer, the child wants to be a film score, writing music for films, they will actually help find mentors to where the child can ask about how that career field works so they can kind of get insight into it. So
yeah, and
um
get ready.
Like
it,
apprenticeship type deal.
Yeah,
I love
so
that.
I'm
I love
sorry.
that.
But yeah, it's really neat because they might have a question like, what high school classes should I take now in order to go in the field that you're in? And they'll give them, they'll write back and they'll give them feedback and insight on that. And so it's a direct connection with the career field that they're wanting to aspire to become or to go into. So it's good to have resources. Music is to us a tool to reach families and to reach students. And so we not only want to raise up kids who love music, kids who are passionate about music, but we want to raise up, kids who are just passionate, period. Kids who are just, they want to be successful. We want to help them in any way that we can become successful as well. So
I know, and like you said, like music can be taught across curriculum, like all curriculums. I know at the expo you all provided the math
math examples,
example, which was
yes.
really dope.
mhm.
And then think about all the history that you can talk about with,
Oh,
all the composers, artists, musical artists, just their origins of different instruments. Like there's just so much to it. There's a
Yes.
lot to it.
Yes.
there is. And that's what makes it so fun. Like when we went to the expo and, we homeschool our 6-year-old. So we're excited about about her and just growing in this process. We homeschool our older daughter as well, but she started like in middle school. But doing it from elementary on, this is such a wonderful process. But seeing her being able to integrate music into math, or music, like you said, into history, and these different music into science, it just connects to her. She relates, she understands. We're doing music, math, okay, subtraction, multiplication, adding, so it connects throughout the curriculum. So I love that.
Yes.
Yeah, that's pretty amazing. And of course, I want to talk about your homeschooling experience. Because
Yes.
y'all have another one in there. Y'all have already completed one. And tell us why you started. What was the reason for you to start your homeschooling journey?
Yeah, so the reason why we started, our oldest daughter at the time, who was in middle school, she had just gotten accepted, and they do these these cohorts or these special magnet programs in our area. And she interviewed, she got accepted, and it was like a leadership program in her middle school. And so now, mind you, she started piano at 4.5. So she's totally into music, engulfed in it, loves it.
Being like her daddy.
Yeah, being like her daddy. You know, I can't really say so much. I am a musician, but he's definitely the one, you know. But definitely, so she was in middle school at the time, and we're like you said, a tight-knit family. Listen, if there's any tip I could get any parent right now, it would be to try to have dinner with your family every night, as much as possible. Use that time to reconnect with your family, and you know, because everyone's busy. But
talk about your day.
Yeah, talk about your day, debrief, and all that fun stuff, you know. So we were around the table, and she just starts crying, and just like that ugly cry, just you know. I'm like, what is wrong with that? What is happening, right? So me and my husband look at each other. So we begin to talk to her, and we're like, well, what's going on? And she was just like, it's too much. I can't handle this. She was like, I don't have time. And I'm like, what's too much? You know, what's happening? Because she loves school. She's a straight A student, loves school, she's a high achiever. You know, she wants to do her best. Whatever she does, she wants to put forth her best effort in it. And so one of the things that she was saying, she was like, I don't have time to be me. I don't have time to play music. All I do is I'm always studying or doing projects or this, that, and the other. And I'm like, hold up. And me and my husband, we're like, you know, we're having to look and see, okay, what is the best avenue for our child? Just because, you know, public education is just what everyone, you know, a lot of people do, it doesn't mean that it's the best fit for your child.
And so, even though she was striving in it too.
Yeah, and
she was making straight A's.
Absolutely. She was making straight A's, striving in it, doing well. And so, but one of the things, her love and who she is, with music was a huge part of that. So it wasn't just academics in itself, but it was her music, her creativity, her self-expression that we had to say, hey, you know. And so we ended up, you know, looking at the situation and finding out what was best, and homeschool was the best option for us to do that allowed balance, what we call balance in our house, to where she wasn't so, you know, just even though academics, you know, that's great, but she's a whole person, you know, so we want to make sure she's able to be whole. So in that, she was able to focus on her music, do her academics, still do well. She did wonderful, you know.
Yeah,
and now you can tell a little bit about what she does now.
Yeah, I was gonna say too, for me, was when she said that I'm a deep thinker, and so I really started thinking about it, and then so I started researching because I knew that so let me say, with arts, it's actually not something we try to make our kids do, right? They just kind of naturally do it because they around us and we do it, so they do it. And so with her, I knew that this was going to be a part of her life. So I started researching, and I saw something that came across the news of a family to where they had 3 prodigies. Their kids were 3 prodigies. And what the dad said, he said they began to homeschool the kids because they realized that the kids were at school for 7 hours a day, but they only actually did work of 2.5 to 3 hours out of the day. And so 4 hours were wasted in his opinion. He said 4 hours was wasted. So he said, with my kids who love music and they're prodigies, those 4 hours can be used to do what they want to do. And in this case, they wanted to practice their music. So they homeschool all 3 kids, and then they started traveling the world doing music. And so I was like, wow. So schoolwork is actually only 3 hours, according to what he said. And so that's kind of what helped me. And so now with our daughter, she started homeschooling, writing songs. Then she's ended up winning national awards. She became a national award-winning songwriter, singer-songwriter. So in those categories. And so now those organizations see her. Now they asking her can she help like teach in different areas and stuff like that. And so she really sprouted. And so now she's a singer-songwriter. She writes for a company out of Chicago, and she's the assistant director at our music school. And she was able to, it's like the balance, as my wife talked about, kind of helped her really grow and sprout in that area. So I guess those areas.
So you all had already started your music school prior to.
She actually started when we started. So she started at 4.5. and we put her in. So that's why she was already, you know, playing music and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
Nice. So it just everything just fell into place.
yeah,
Yes.
it really
Yes.
did. It really did. That's why I tell parents, listen, you got to find out what's the best fit for your child. You know, it's not saying that homeschool is maybe the best fit. It may not be, but look at your child and see, look at their giftings, look at their abilities, their talents, and find out what works best for your child. You know, because we want them to
Yes.
grow and to thrive and to be in an environment where they can thrive, you know?
Yes.
She was actually kind of the thought behind some of the expansions we did, because
Oh yeah. Yeah.
when we relocated from Orangeburg to Columbia, we realized like, wow, okay, everybody, this wasn't like a big thing in Orangeburg that I remember, but in Columbia, everybody goes to after school programs. Like, okay, so our daughter, we busy with the school, but our daughter got to get from the school to here. How do we do this? Let's start an after school program. And then
Yeah.
she can ride the bus and it'll bring her to the school. That's how we started our after school program. And we
Yeah. And
ran
it
that
was,
for about what, 15 years, I think it was.
yeah,
Maybe
a long
Oh,
time.
yeah.
wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then later she got into because she plays multiple instruments, our oldest child. She got in wanting to learn violin. Let's start a strings program. And that's kind of
Mm.
we kept expanding along with her
With
interests.
yeah, I was gonna say
Yeah.
with her, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Y'all were able to grow together.
Grow
Yeah.
together.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That they know the Grays. The Gray, if you were to talk to any of our friends, we travel together, we grow together, we try to, you know, stick together as a unit. You know, family
Yeah.
is
Yes.
important to us. So
And
we
it's
love
beautiful. Yes. And everyone joins hand, like, y'all join forces and
Yeah.
everybody does their part. Like
it.
had
Yeah.
little Miss Adult, because she's an adult now, but she
Right.
was
She's an adult.
Yeah.
she was
Yeah.
handing out your brochures or
Yeah.
Yeah.
your
Help
Yeah.
pamphlets
with the
at the
flies.
expo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. And it just
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
just loved it.
She's
I loved it.
I love it. You know, we were talking earlier about you going on tour, Jay, and we're going to be doing the same thing. So that's why I was like, we gonna be with you. But one of
Yeah.
the things we want to do, you know, we really have a desire to share the importance of music education and allowing your child to have a creative outlet for self-expression to parents. So I mean, we plan on doing the same thing. We plan on partnering with organizations, traveling across the nation, really raising awareness about this, you know, how important it is and how to incorporate this into your homeschool curriculum. You know, it's not always one way, you know, there's several different ways that you can do this, but providing that for your child and that awareness to parents is very important for us. So
Yeah.
Do y'all get into like the depths of like music vibration, the lyrics? I know we spoke about this before,
yeah.
but just the lyrics that's how me and the 12-year-old got to talk about, oh, it's just music. Cause I was like, the stuff you listen to is just not the happiest. Like,
Yeah.
you
So
gonna enter into your young adulthood already disliking all men, not trusting anyone. Like, like from the words that I've been listening to, it's like, yo, you're not going to be happy once you get there. Everybody's going to be suspect.
Right, right.
we actually do. We speaking of my oldest daughter again, we doing this I forget, I think it might have been 2009. We we actually started it 2008 before we relocated from Orangeburg to Columbia, but 2009 was like, man, during the summer, kids go to summer camps. We should do a summer camp here too. So it kind of started our summer, and it actually became quite notable to the area to where people would travel from other states to put their
Yeah, to come
kids
to
and the
Mm.
ranger put their kids in that summer camp. But it was quite amazing summer camp though. Like we literally took kids from who had no
no, that's
background in music. We paired them with other kids who had some interest, and they literally put together a band and within a month, and they chose colors. They did a photo shoot, they all of this stuff, and they did a mini tour at the end of 3 performances. We did that.
Oh,
What? Let's see, we did that for about 10 years. Yeah, we
Mhm.
oh,
ran that for 10 years.
wow.
Yeah, yeah. And so it was like and kids would wait because they had age limits, of course, and kids would wait. Well, I'm old enough now. I want to be a
Yeah,
part.
I can be a part of
I could
it.
do it now. But coming back to the lyrics, so we're big on family, we're big on faith, and that's just what we're big on. And so with the kids, we would have them actually read the lyrics and tell us what it means to them. And
Mm.
what we found out is that a lot of kids love the beat, they love the
Mhm.
artist or what they thought they knew of the artist, but they actually didn't really, they knew the lyrics, but they didn't actually know what they were saying about the lyrics. And so when we got them together, and this was one of our classes in the summer camps, when we got them to figure out, sit down and take time, figure out what the lyrics are saying. Now say it again in your own words.
I like that.
Now you see what the lyrics mean. So now this is what you're saying. This is what you want to go out and say to others. This is what you want to say to your parents, to other adults, to other kids and stuff. And that really kind of got them thinking about that. And then of course you can't just like say this about this and don't give them something else. So we try to bring an alternative to where still has a good beat, has a good message, or better yet, we do songwriting. Why don't you write your own song? So we started allowing them and giving them the tools to actually write some of their own songs for the summer camp as well. So, and then they go out and perform their own music.
Yeah,
And it was
cool.
so cute because some of the younger kids, one of the kids wrote a song. It was really good about, what was it, about potatoes or something like that?
Oh yeah, potato.
Yeah, but it sounded really
It was
good.
so good. I was like, okay.
Yeah.
Did y'all give them a beat or they found their own beat?
They learned how to compose the whole
They made their own beat.
Yeah, the whole thing. They create the whole song, and we went out and performed, and they had so much fun. Because with our summer camp, we did 1 month, June, I think it was for the older kids, and then July, well, teenagers 13 to 18. Then July was for ages, I think it was 7 to 12. And then the age 7 to 12, they did it, and we took them out to a performance venue, and they performed their song.
Yeah, it was awesome talking about lyrics, Jay. So we would have veteran students who would return with the summer camp. So they'll be in their bands and they'll be going and someone will say, well, let's do this song. They're like, no.
Because they know.
they know. They like, them lyrics, no. And so it's cool to get them conscious about what it is that they're saying. What it is that they're listening to, because sometimes with music and youth, they're just like, oh man, the beat. And then they're learning the lyrics and they're saying all this, but what are the lyrics speaking to you,
Yeah, because
so
they're still just words. They're not really taking it in. Yeah,
absolutely. Just to get them to say, oh man, let me look at yes, okay, we done one. Let me give you some snaps,
I gotta tell you, Jay, too. We have a student that came through our summer camp. I'm not gonna call his name because everybody know who he is, but he's a Grammy Award winner producer right now, right? And he came through our summer camp, and I mean, he produced for some of the big ones right now. And he called me. I think it was this year. He called me. He talked to me via his mom because we was teaching his daughter piano. I met his baby sister piano, and and I talked with him, and we always had it with respect. With adults, Mr. Gray, Mrs. Gray, you do that. And he's in the rap industry, and he does what the rap industry, does and whatnot. And he called me, hey, Mr. Gray. And it's like, for a moment, that same guy and that same respect that he has, like, it was just there. And that's like, man, it's like when you teach it and when you put it in there, it's there. It's like it's rooted in there. And he just had the utmost respect for me still all these years later,
Yeah.
So
those gangster lyrics didn't change him.
I love it because it's so cool because, we've been with us doing this for 20 years, we could probably go on story after story as far as our students, but it's so beautiful to be just a part of their story. I ran across one of our other students recently and she sent me a message. She was like, Miss Gray, thank you so much. And I'm like, it's an honor just to be a part of your story, like I'm a part of your story, so we love what we do. And we just see going online as an opportunity to be able to reach and expand what we offer to other students across the nation. And so that's really what we just want to give our heart to students. We're just really passionate about what we do as it relates to, the family and music education. And we just want to be able to offer that to students across the nation. So that's what our goal is, at an affordable price that's flexible for parents. We understand parents can be busy, but we want their child to experience music at its best. So
is it a set limit? Because first, before I even ask that, I'm loving the summer camp and I feel like y'all need to bring it back. But the actual musical, the university, is there a set amount of weeks that they're doing this, or how is it done?
So It's funny you asked that, because when we just launched this year, and we were going in one particular direction, and then we kind of learned in the middle of the year that we should go in a different direction to try to give more freedom to where because everybody is not on the same learning path. Everybody learns differently. It needs to be more personalized, and that's kind of why we came up with more of the self-paced concept, to where giving you everything that we do in a module that works for you. And so that's kind of like the self-paced model. So that's kind of,
Okay.
that's our flagship, right? But we still provide the same access to where, so say if there's something specific you need to work on, or if you need additional assistance, we have our coaches available as well, that you can kind of tap into that. And then like I said, we still have the platform, and we have our virtual performance space, and all of these things, and the virtual studio. So we were able to bring everything that we did brick and mortar to online.
Very personal.
So with that being said, it's like it's up to you, up to your schedule as a student, to how you want to. Now there's certain things that will be scheduled, like we have workshops, clinics, seminars. Those things will be scheduled. We have we do 2 annual recitals, virtual recitals. That's will be scheduled. But then we also try to tap into where the student live. We Once they get to a point where they're ready to perform, we try to find local places for them to be able to perform within their area.
That's
So those are
awesome.
things we're going to be doing as well more. And so that's it's kind of centered around the student, where they are and what it is they want to do.
Yeah.
So that's why we changed our platform.
Yeah. Yeah.
Accommodating. And I know you all do y'all do like real life submissions for different things like jingles and things of that nature, right?
Mm-hmm.
Am I right about
We
that
have,
one?
yeah, we have, and that's one of the things we do. So with that being said, through one of our educational partners, Baby Line Media out of California, they're actually they do it for real. They produce commercials, and I mean, and they do it for Google, Verizon, like big artists. They gave us an opportunity for the students to actually compose jingles for a Pepsi commercial,
Director's reel. Yeah.
for the director's reel of a Pepsi's commercial. And so one of our students won, and his
Right.
music was selected for that. And so we try to give those opportunities as well through our educational partners. So pretty much anything in the area of music and media, we try to provide those opportunities for our students.
Yeah. And some of them will be, like you said, project based, where they're like, okay, they're learning through a project, so it's exciting for us to think of creative ways, like how can we do this, or how can we do that. So it's kind of like being a painter, and you just have like this blank canvas, and you just get to create and really think about the student in the end game. And so yeah.
I know you all, are virtual, everything's virtual. Would y'all ever go back to the brick and mortar? Would y'all ever think about doing like even franchising it out and having them in different states, just like y'all are doing the 20 different students in different states? Like, would y'all ever, like, hey, let me
You
throw
never,
You never
throw
know.
one
You
here,
never
let me
know.
throw one
Yeah,
there.
you
Like,
you
okay.
yeah, you never know. I mean, it's a possibility. You never know. I guess if the right opportunities came along, and we I guess ran across people who were invested kind of like we were, it might be something we could consider,
a partnership or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. And even one of the things that we've talked about too is, because we have such an extensive background, like in after school and bringing the arts, because ours wasn't just an after school program. It was a music and arts after school program, where every day the kids would participate in music. They would participate in like songwriting and digital photography, taking lessons, all these different things. So one of the things we actually talked about is even partnering with after school programs to bring our platform to their their site, to where they can now incorporate music and arts for their students. And so there's some creative ideas we're kind of putting out there. So it just takes the right fusion. And so we're just kind of mulling
there's so
over.
many avenues like that you
Yeah.
can take. There's always so many. It's like,
Yeah.
but you don't want to burn yourself out. You also
I
want to make
know,
sure you
right?
still have time for
Get
your
that vision
unit.
and just run.
Yes. Because
Yeah.
that is easy to do. But y'all are able to travel together. So that's the
yes.
plus to
Yes.
everything.
I
Yes.
love it.
So what does your homeschool day look like?
My homeschool day, well, I say our homeschool day because everybody kind of puts in their little effort. But Kylie is she's very active. So
Very
we'll start
active.
out our day going on a walk. How many? About a 1 or 2 mile walk?
About 2 mile,
About 2
walk.
miles. And while we're on the walk, we're doing science, we're exploring, we're finding new animals, new bugs, new whatever, looking them up, taking pictures, finding out what they're about, then doing more research on them. So that's how we incorporate science, physical activity. And then, with the music, my husband, he's pretty much over her music. She's at a point now to where she's like playing chords and playing her scales and creating song. She's following in her sister's footsteps with songs. She's making her own songs and different things like that. So we recently got her a drum set for her birthday. And so she's learning to play the drums, and she'll call us all together to be a part of her band. And so her dad will be on drums, she'll be on piano. She's like giving me the xylophone and telling her sister, okay, you sing, so we do stuff together, everything's a learning moment. And so, we do, we'll do like the math, and she does a lot of cooking. She loves cooking. So we do incorporate a lot of math through music and through cooking, but we also do, I'll do math with her as well, together. And then we have, like I said, we do science. She has a microscope. So like sometimes when we're outside, she's picking up stuff. All right, Mom, we can look at this under the microscope. And she has like a logbook, a science logbook, where she'll draw what she sees first if it's a leaf, draw the leaf, and then she'll draw what she sees under the microscope. And so we'll keep a logbook of everything that we've done. We're filling it up. And so we look at every opportunity as an opportunity to learn. So like, even if we're at the grocery store, we're looking at, Kylie, tell me how much is this? And she's learning about money. She's learning about So every opportunity to us as a family is a learning opportunity, a homeschool opportunity. So that's kind of in our family. Go ahead, Bevis.
And we're teaching her about her sister, along with my wife, is helping her with her writing. And so we're teaching her about, so now like when she's doing the songs or whatnot, like she needs to write her lyrics to her songs. And so, she's doing that right out. And if we see, okay, we gotta, these letters not looking quite, so we gotta do some extra on that. So with her, we found out early on, she's not a sit down and we spend 3 hours on something. That's not her. So we have to, we have to
modify and adjust.
we have to incorporate kind of with the flow of the day of incorporating. My wife she's brilliant at that. We're doing that. And so just incorporating everything into it. And everybody's kind of, like she said, playing a part in it. So like, that's kind of how it's working. And we try to make sure, I believe we're ahead of that. They give you this is what you learned in the first grade. I think we're ahead of that, but because
she's like, so it's neat because she'll have moments where if I'm trying to teach her something, she may not get it right then. But then there is a learning moment that happens where it just clicks, and I'm just like, thank you, Lord. Because, and she just gets it, and that's kind of how it works for her. We'll introduce her to something, keep it in front of her, and she'll get it, So it may not be right then. It could be a little while, but she's getting it. So we're just, every opportunity, like I said, is a learning opportunity. She's going to the store with her dad. I'm sure y'all will have fun later on today.
Yeah. It's funny. When you're doing private music, education is kind of similar. The student actually shows you how to teach them. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like, if you look at it like that, she's actually teaching us how to teach her. How does she receive information? And it changes, you know what I mean? And so we adapt with it, and that's what's kind of causing her to grow. So that's why even with our platform, we try to like adaptive learning to where it's personalized, and so like maybe you didn't do too well on this, so now the system realized that and it's sending you more information based off of that to help you kind of accomplish that. So so even our platform does that, that's why it's self-paced learning, but man, it's so much more than just that, because the technology allows it to adapt to you.
Adapt to you as an individual. Yeah.
Yes.
Very,
And it's
very
cool. Let me say
important.
this too about the 20 and 50 specifically, just so those listening maybe who may be interested, it's specifically for beginner piano.
Yes.
And like I said, it gives you access to our platform for an entire 12 months. The classes will actually kick off January 2024. The two things we ask from parents is, one, we do have an annual registration fee that's across the board. So the parent would pay that. And then also we do have ask that you give us your feedback. We want to hear about your feedback, your journey. And so we want to make it better. We want to improve stuff. And so that's the two things. So we're looking for those 20 students, 50 states across the nation, and we're going to have a great time in the next 12 months, starting in January. And we're just excited to see how these students will grow during this period.
And the other students who are interested in the other instruments, we're going to be rolling those out too. So just be
So join our
patient with
mailing
us.
list,
Yeah,
join
be
our
patient
email,
with
go to our
us.
website, ymunow.com, join our email list so that you can get the blast and stay up to date. So
very important, very important. Yes. Tap into those creative forces. Let these little babies express themselves. I love
Yes.
it.
Yes.
Yes. I know we're always on the go so much, but I do want to get the girls some kind of instrument that they can really dive into. They've had keyboards before, they've had recorders, they've had a harmonica. I used to have a guitar. Like they've touched on a couple things, and their dad plays the drums. Actually, he's a phenomenal
Nice.
drummer, and so that like I can't stunt that. Like I know it's in them. Like,
it's in there, right?
No, yeah. So I gotta.
Well, one of the things I would say about that too, Jay, and this is one of the things we actually have a meeting, staff meeting after we finish with the podcast, but I want to talk about it in there, is that maybe in those times like that, we're gonna launch a music theory course. And so with the music theory, it teaches like, the beginner things that the students need across the board, regardless of what instrument they learn, right? But ours
like
is going to be
notes and stuff, like the
notes,
how to read the actual.
terminology, yeah.
Okay.
But ours is going to be a little different. It's going to have a little twist to it because we're going to incorporate some of our elements into it to where it's like it's going to teach you beginning of things of composition just using notes, beginning the things of songwriting, and the beginning things of all of these elements in our music theory course. So students who are waiting on us to launch some of the other instruments, or maybe they're traveling a lot, or maybe they don't know what instrument they want to learn, that our music theory course will be a great course to kind of get them started, because it will even talking about the family of instruments, so you can hear what they look like, what they sound like, what's the maintenance to take care of them, all of these type of things. So these are some things that I was going to introduce in our meeting. So surprise, babe. But these are some things I was going to introduce in our meeting today, so that way everybody can kind of be a part, so I just want to throw that out.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Indeed. And I like that because that's like they should get a general sense of everything, like, before they settle on, this, and just the reading of the notes and being able to compose things and not even necessarily have to play an instrument to do that.
Exactly.
So
you don't.
Yeah,
that's right. That's right.
I like that. And I'm gonna start, because I often ask Kennedy, my oldest one, to write a story for me. Like, like write a book. But I'm gonna start, because she really loves to sing. So I'm gonna start telling her, because you gotta trick these kids into writing. They don't like to write.
Yeah.
So but I'm gonna start asking her to write a song. Write me a song.
This is what you do. Look, Jay, tell her to write a book. And then based off your book, write a song that you feel like will relate to your book. That way you can get both.
I don't know if I can get both. I don't know if I can get both. Maybe pushing.
Space it out. Space it out.
Okay.
Look, because it was funny. It's funny with Kylie. She wrote we were drawing. And so I'm like a graphic person too. So I love doing graphics. And design and stuff. So we were drawing and we drew these characters. And I was like, wow, this is neat. So I took my phone and I took the picture of each character, right? And me and Kylie sat there and we wrote a short story. It wasn't long. It was maybe about 7 pages. And then I cut out all the background to our characters, and I brought it into a software, and we created the background for the book. and we put all the characters on the layout. I'll send it to you. Put all the characters on the layout, and she wrote a book. And so she was like, wow, like, I didn't know I can write, like, yeah, like you can create. I'm like, girl, you can be anything you want to be, let's just, anything you want to do, you can do
no
it.
limits.
Do it. No limits. Absolutely.
No limits. I love that. Are you going to publish it?
I don't know. We might. I
talked about it.
Figure out all that. Like, how does that work?
I
we'll get together on that one. I don't know. But it's not like I said, it's not. Yeah, it's just, we colored and we conquered. So it was
colored and conquered. Yes, I do that too, because Kenny definitely prefers to draw. She's an artist. Awesome. And so that's how I get her to write the story. After I see her draw a picture, write me a story about it. Like, tell me what he's doing. Like, who is this person? So, like I said, the trickery, you got to trick them, because
you got to. You got
sitting down and writing like, what you want me to do? What?
Can't just we got creative mom power here. We can do this.
Yes. Homeschool is amazing. It really is.
It is.
And I love talking to families about it. I love introducing resources to them to allow them to expand on their homeschooling outside of what they think it needs to look like, and understanding like, oh no, there's so many possibilities. And you can attack it from different ways. Like everything, all of your goals, you can list them and then figure out creative, nice, interesting ways, as opposed to a book and workbook or a worksheet and things of that nature.
Yeah.
I love it.
I love to learn. I was thinking, Jay, have you thought about what your daughter who about the writing, that maybe if she likes to talk, maybe she can talk it out and record it in a media device?
Yeah, she actually, I just got them. Well, I just bought them both digital cameras. And Kenny actually got a laptop from her older cousin that we just need to find a charger for. And I do want to do the type to text or talk to text, things of that nature, because I don't want to make it all too complicated. Because although we want them to have certain fundamental skills, like being able to write or being able to do math without a calculator, things of that nature. It's just like, it's 2023. Like, let's be real. Let's not dump them.
The resources. She might do an audio book. Even if she writes it first, she can just record herself and do an audio and create like an audio book accompaniment to her book. There's so many different ways.
It is. And
after if she does the audio to text, she would come back and edit it, because she might be really excited about, like, man, this is really cool, and then let me go back and edit it. And so that's still kind of learning the fundamentals.
Make it make sense, because the talk to text don't catch everything. Like,
that's right.
What is that word in there?
That's right. What happened?
Yes, no. I love that. It's just, I want to keep up. Like, although I'm not big on, having them on a bunch of devices or having them do a lot of electronic type deal. I understand where the world is going. And so I don't want them to be lagging behind. And while I'm over here talking about, oh no, you can't don't get on that right now. Like all these kids got streamers making millions of dollars a month, like recording themselves. Like, what in the world? So, when the time was when the parents would tell their kids, you aren't going to get paid for playing video games. Well,
you get paid now.
Actually, Mom, not only am I going to get paid, I could pay for you.
That's right.
I can pay for you.
What?
That's right.
Times are changing. So
I mean, we're even with our youngest, we watch device time too. I'm like that mom. I got to know what it is. I just can't have you on something and I just don't know. I just I'm just what we doing. So she has like what does she have, an Amazon Kindle that my dad bought for her, and it comes with all these kids, but I had to go through and narrow. I'm like, so I'm that mom. I am that mom, I'll confess.
And it has a time limit.
And it has a time limit on it.
She's like, it just
but it's funny, Jay, let me tell you. So I put the time limit on her tablet, right? So she'll do days where she doesn't want to do anything because she don't want her time to go. So I'd be like, oh, okay. Even though it resets every day and she knows it, but she just, I don't want to do that yet because I have a time. So she'll go off and play the piano or do something else. I'm like, okay, well, that works for me then.
Yes.
So, but
I love it. Make it work. Make it work. Okay, so I need y'all to give the oldest a shout out on her YouTube channel because y'all know I did go watch her videos and I love
All
her
right.
voice and
Thank
it's
you.
just
Yes.
amazing to see, production and just know that she did that herself. That's amazing. Please shout out baby girl's
I will.
YouTube channel.
Yes, you can look up Kiera Gray, singer-songwriter online on YouTube. And also her website is kieragray.com. So she has her some music up there and you can read about her background and different things and connect with her. She's on Instagram at Kiera Gray, singer-songwriter as well. So
Yes, homeschool graduate.
homeschool.
Homeschool graduate. Yes, and also please give your website again.
Sure, it is www.ymunow.com. So ymunow.com. We also have some homeschool resources. You can go ymunow.com/homeschool to find some homeschool resources that as I kind of come across stuff that I like, I'll also add them up on that page as well. And so you can, like I said, we're on Instagram, on Facebook, YouTube and all that fun stuff as well. You can just look us up. So
nice. Okay, and before I free y'all, I have two of you here, so I need it'll be 3 and 3, but I need you to give our lovely family some, homeschooling tips. Like, what's something that you want them to take away from this?
Yes. So I think that one of the things I've learned with Kylie, because like I said, my oldest daughter started homeschool in middle school. So she kind of had her routine. When she did it, she kind of just took it and ran. And so with the youngest, I'm thinking I had to do it a set way. And so, we're like, okay, we have to do this at 10, we got to do this at 10:30, we got to, so the biggest tip I can give is be flexible. Be flexible and understand that learning happens in every moment of life. So be flexible. Bevis, how about you?
I would say, this might sound a little strange, but I would say let your child, a lot of times parents go off to work and they do work and then they come home. I would say let your child be involved in what you do because they will learn from it and you be involved in what they do. So, I would say that that's very important. So I think both of those need to happen.
Yes, because you have a lot of families that are entrepreneurs and whatnot. They have their own business, just like you all. But there's no connection between the family and the business itself. Like the kids are outside of it, and it's like, oh well, who are you leaving this to? Like, who's going to continue this for you? Like, you got to put them in it, and it's so many lessons to be learned in that, and then they can go and create their own business model. Just there's so much to go from that and showing them what you all are doing. So I love that. But I need 2 more from each one of you. It's 3 apiece.
Two more. Oh, okay. I got one. So let's see. Be flexible. I would say, okay, this is indirect, and I know I spoke about it earlier, but take the time to eat dinner together. I mean, as a homeschool parent, it's important that your family stays connected. If you're a single mom, stay connected. If you're a single dad, whatever, if you're a 2-parent home, if it's grandma raising the kids, stay connected to your children, stay connected to them, because there's so many other things that are vying for their attention as well. If you're the biggest say-so in their life, man, it makes such a difference. When they have an issue, when they have a problem, they'll come to you first because of that connection and that foundation. So Bevis, you want to give one and then I'll come back.
I'll nod my head right off my shoulders. Yeah.
I would say another one is make sure you build a community, whether it's local or virtually around your kids and your family, to where it's like because they're gonna need the community. So and it'd be nice if you can kind of help build it with them involved, with them in mind, and not thinking about just right now, but even thinking about the future. So like I'm gonna give this quick tip. We when we did our brick and mortar school, I never had an experience like this before, but we had a family. I believe they were Hispanic, I believe. But anyway, they had the 15 years or 16-year celebration or something like that. And they invited a teacher from the school, us as their music teachers, and their whole family. And we didn't even
for the
realize.
Kinsera.
That's what it was.
Yeah.
Kinsera.
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
And we didn't even realize when they got up to
It was a
talk
big.
that we were a part of their community.
Mm,
They valued us as the music teachers so much that we were a part of their community. So like, you know, it could be a doctor, it could be a teacher, it could be a music teacher, it could be the coach for sports, like, but just really build a community. That's what I would say.
yes,
Yeah.
yes.
And then my other thing, I'm a researcher. I love resources. And so take advantage of the resources. Parents, there, you know, sometimes you think you might have to go out and do it one way, but the resources are right in front of you. Sometimes you might, like for instance, the book. And I can't remember the website. I know, well, I could say this, the website that I use to create the book for Kylie, we use Canva. So we created all the pictures, the background, and then there is a website called, I want to say it's Bookly, but you're able to create free books. So basically you upload your graphics and it creates like a turning page book. Like there's so many resources, creative resources out there. Parents, use your resources. Talk to other homeschool parents who have, you know, resources and suggestions and different things like that. And even build your community around that. You know, find other parents in your community or even online. I have some online people I've connected to as well. But the resources, like that's a big one for me.
Yeah.
So take advantage of those resources.
Because they're plentiful. They are
Yes.
plentiful.
Yes.
I would say my last one would be travel together as a family. Like I said earlier, make sure your child will teach you how to teach them. So make sure you look at things through their eyes, but give them a chance to look at things through your eyes. And I feel like when you go on a trip, that can happen. Last year, my family went, and it was interesting. It changed later, but in the beginning, we went to a trip to Cabo, right, Mexico, and it was interesting because our family was the only, our little girl was going to be the only kid coming at first, but then my older sister brought her daughter. And it was like, so you're going to bring your whole family? Yes, we travel everywhere together. So, because I want to see, when she sees something and sees something new for the first time, I want to be there and be a part of that expression and talk to her about it. But then also, I want her to see when I see something new for the first time as well. So it becomes a thing we did together and we can discuss it. And it's something we could talk about and embrace together. So even if we do like local, my oldest daughter is into what do you call them?
Oh, bed and
B&Bs?
breakfasts.
Bed and
Yeah, she
breakfast. So
loves
we do
Oh,
local,
yeah.
yeah, we do local trips with those as well. But I wasn't into that before, but
yeah,
my
he was like,
oldest daughter's into that, so I became into that. So
yeah,
that's what I'm
Yeah.
trying to say. And a lot of times, like you said yourself, Jay, that you normally don't have a lot of dads on the podcast, but that's what I'm saying.
Mhm.
Sometimes we could be off earning the bacon, as they say, and we're not actually a part of this. But no, no, no. I decided no, everything my wife's a part of, I'm gonna be a part of. The
Yes.
education part, the traveling part, we're gonna do it together. We're gonna do it as a family. So that's, so that's
Unit,
my last
gang,
tip.
gang.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes, I love that. I love all of that. Yes. Oh, I never thought about the bed and breakfast. We have to do a bed and breakfast tour.
Oh my
yeah,
gosh.
it's
I
funny
enjoyed it
because
so.
she's like, Mom, we can pay the same price as a hotel. Why stay in a hotel when we can do a bed and breakfast? And it's so
Yeah,
cool because there's so much history. We talk,
Oh my
it's
gosh.
such an experience. It's so cool. Yeah.
And she
that
wants to
is.
own one. She wants to open up a bed and breakfast. So
Yeah.
this
Yeah.
is giving her tips and information,
Yeah.
helping her prepare for that. So
Yeah.
I love that. Oh my gosh. It's amazing. Thank y'all so, so much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank y'all for all that you do. Thank you for all that you provide for families. Think about all the lives that y'all, all the just 20 years and counting and
yeah,
because it's still just the beginning. Y'all are
that's
still
right.
young and vibrant.
That's right.
So it's just amazing all the lives that y'all have touched and impacted in such an amazing, outstanding way. I'm grateful for y'all. Always much
Thank you.
And we're
appreciation.
So
grateful
we
for
appreciate
you.
what you're doing. We do.
Thank
Yes.
We
you.
appreciate the awareness that you're raising. It's so important. So important.
Yes. Well, thank y'all for being faces of the movement. Thank y'all for showing that, hey, this is possible. Not only is this possible, you can build a business together, a
That's
family
right.
resource for
That's right.
other homeschool families. Like, you know, just listen to yourself, follow that. Because like you said, when you first started, Bevis, you was like, nah, I don't know if that's, I don't know if
That's
that's what I'm supposed to be doing.
exactly.
Like, I hear you. So yes, listen to yourself. Listen to yourself. And y'all are a beautiful unit. And I really,
Thank
really
you.
love all that y'all are doing. Keep doing it.
Thank you.
And I definitely want to learn more about the 20 and 50.
Yes,
See if
we're
the girls
launching
can
it.
be a
I'll send you
part of
some
that.
information. Yeah, we're launching
Yeah.
it next week, so I'll send you that info.
Okay. Well, thank you.
All right. Well, thank
And yes, all my lovely families that are tuning in, you are listening to yet another resource. YMU. I said that right?
Yeah.
Okay. Gotta check. But yes, um, there's plenty of resources. That's the point of it all. I always want to make sure y'all know that there's just plenty of families, businesses, organizations that are making sure that you are not doing this journey alone. And you doing this journey in a way that adapts to your child and brings out the gifts that they have been sent here with for to share with everyone. And so keep doing your research. Like Tembi said, do your research. There's so much out here. So much out here. Believe in yourself, believe in your family, love each other, grow together, all of that good stuff. But mainly, most importantly, homeschool your kids. So thank you.